try a couple of practice questions together. So the first one we're going to try is the we try question on the left. So it asks us to draw as many different rectangles as you can with an area of 16 centimeters. Then we're going to try and find the base and height of each rectangle, and at the very end, we'll try and find the perimeter. So the first one I'm going to think of that is the easiest for me is I could draw a really long, skinny rectangle that looks maybe something like this, that would have a width of 1 centimeter and a length of 16. Because if I take that length times width, I know I'd have an interior area of 16 centimeters squared. So my first one here, I'm going to say it had a base of 1 and a height of 16. Well, the next one I can think of is similar, just a little bit wider and a little bit shorter. So this rectangle could have a width of 2 centimeters and a length of 8 centimeters. So this time, again, I know I would have an interior area of 16 centimeters squared because 8 times 2 equals 16. So that tells me that my area of this shape would be 16. And the last one would be, let's think, I bet I could make a perfect square out of this because I could say 4 times 4 equals an area of 16. So once we have a few examples in front of us, let's go ahead and find the perimeter of each of these shapes. So our first shape, well, if we were going to find the perimeter of this one, we would go 16 plus 16 plus 1 plus 1. So 16 and 16 give us a total of 32, and then the other two on the ends give us a perimeter of 34. Okay? The next one, I would go 8 and 8 is 16, plus 2 at the top is 18, plus another 2 gives me a perimeter of 20. And the last one, I would have 4, 4, 4, and 4. So this one, if we add it all up, this would be 4, 8, 12, and 16. So we would have a perimeter of 16, just like our area. So at this point, I'll ask you to pause the video, and you can go ahead and try the you try question. All right, so hopefully you got a chance to try the you try question and found out you could find a few different examples of rectangles that had an area of 20 centimeters squared, but none of those examples were giving us a perfect square. So for our next example on the we try side, we have using a diagram show that 25 is a perfect square. Well, for me, I'm going to use an area model. So I know that 5 times 5 equals 25, so it is a perfect square. And to show this, I'm just going to draw a square that has a length and a width of 5. So I'm going to cut my square into 5 rows going this way. And then I'm going to cut it into 5 columns going up and down. After I've done this, we now have a diagram that has a length of 5 and a width of 5. And then if we count all of these individual squares inside, we would find out that there's a total of exactly 25 squares inside of this square. So 25 is a perfect square. The next question asks us to find the length of the diagram above. Well, all we would need to do is finding the length is, well, that would be one side. But let's also find perimeter. So if we were to find the perimeter, we'll just cross out this word and we'll write in perimeter. And all we would need to do this is add up all of our sides. So since this is a square, we have 4 sides, and together that would be 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, which would give us a total of 20. All right, you guys can pause the video here, and you can go ahead and try the you try questions for the number 81 and find the perimeter of it in the question below.